Similar to if you're on an unstable surface, like, or something where you have to stabilize on a single leg, do you think that the output is a little bit less because you're having to stabilize? And if it is a little bit less, is that okay because it's more specific to sprinting or jumping?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a tricky question that is always somewhat polarizing. You have people on both sides of the aisle saying the output is higher for bilateral, and you get other people that'll say unilateral is more specific, and each can point to research and even maybe some athlete evidence to support their claim. I think it's a little bit contrived to say that you really need to have either or. I think it is very well possible to have best of both worlds. We've still been squatting relatively heavy. We've gone to some half partial range motion squats as well with mass-based loading. But the unilateral work we're doing on the flywheel right now, I think it is a little bit more specific. You can feel the stabilization that you would get maybe even to a greater extent than if you were doing things like running, jumping, that kind of thing. We're throwing off of an uneven or asymmetrical stance position. So you get that stabilization. It is a little more specific. I think the evidence suggests that if you do unilateral enough, that bilateral deficit doesn't really exist. So there's benefits both ways. I think you do need to do both unilateral and bilateral. There's no real reason why you should just have to do one or the other. There's plenty of benefits for both, and not a lot of cons for why you should be exclusively tied to one or the other.